Today I'm going to talk about my favorite mechanism in Cursed Court. I don't have the box, but I do have a photo I took when I played it this past Saturday. This is a game that really surprised me. I was not expecting, I really had no expectations. I'd never heard of this game before. And then I played it and really enjoyed it and can't wait to play it again. Because you probably haven't heard of it either. I'm going to explain a little bit about the game. Basically, it is a, not hidden information, but limited information auction game, where you can kind of see the board here. It's a 3x3 grid, total of 9 characters that are on the board. It's a preset board, and each character and the spaces in between the characters are worth different values if they are in the round, which I know is kind of weird. But let's say that there is a bid, a winning bid on this character right here. At the end of the round, if it is revealed that that character, which is represented by a card or cards in the game, if that character ends up being involved in that round, then for every character card of his that is revealed, the player who is winning the bid on that character gets 1 point. The spaces in between represent multiple characters. So like this space says you'll get 4 points if all 4 surrounding characters, if their cards are in the game. So if you're the winning bidder on that area, you'll get points if all 4 of those characters are in the game. And every space that's a character or around the characters is a different configuration of those spaces. So I know that's a little bit of a weird concept. It was a little weird to learn the first round, but fortunately the game does something very clever. It plays over 3 rounds if we played it correctly. So the first round, even if you stumble a little bit, you have 2 rounds to make up for it and to become better and better at the game. I really like that progression of the game. Even though it's the same each round, you're learning as you go. And even if you're revisiting the game, you're probably learning the meta, you're learning how the other players are interacting with the game, and you're changing your strategy each round based on that information. The other part, I say the word information, is the limited information of the game provides a sense of secrets and reveals in the game that are a lot of fun. So I mentioned these cards that are in the game each round. There are a couple different cards that are in the round. One is put between each player. So like if I have a player on my left, there will be a card between us that only that player and I know of. We are the only ones who know what character that card represents. Same to the player on my right. Also each round, one character, now I'm thinking there might be 4 round games, three or 4 rounds. Each round, one character is revealed from the top of the deck, so you at least know that character will also be in the game. And so you have this limited information, this secret that you're keeping from the other players. And then at the end of the round, all of those characters are revealed. And so there's this big reveal of that shows whether or not these bids actually mean anything. So I may have won the bid on this character, or say like if I'm the white player, the white player has won the bid on this space. There's only one winning bidder at any given time. So the white bidder has won the bid on this space, and this means something. I think this is a corner, so they need all 3 of these characters in the corner to be revealed. So there's this big reveal where you show whether or not those characters are even in the game or not, which you don't know. All you know are the cards that you can see. You can't see the other cards around the table. I really like that big reveal. The final thing I want to mention is an auction technique that I thought was really cool in this game. So on your turn, you are placing one winning bid. You can place, see this little cap here? This piece means a 0 bid, but it is a winning bid. So I could place that piece, and you only have one of them on a space. Say I place it on this character, because there's no one else there. It's a 0, but it is a winning bid. If someone wants to outbid me, they need to place one of their tokens, their chips, at least one of them, one or more. Also, if you can bid on any blank space, but you can also bid on a space that someone else is on. It's not really a bid. You're kind of just claiming that space. You're buying it as long as you can hold it. But the key is, and this is the auction thing I was talking about. So say this white player right now has 3 chips on this space. Remember, this top one is a 0. They have 3 chips. If I want to outbid them to take over that space, I need to bid at least double. So that white player has 3. I need to bid at least 6. This bidding system creates a really interesting strategy because, for example, early in the round, I might place just 1 chip or maybe even my 0 token, that little cap. I might place it on a character to bluff other players to make them think that that character is in the game. Remember, they can't see the two characters that I know about. They might think, oh, that character's in the game. I'm going to bid on it, or I'm going to bid around it based on that character being in the game, even though it may not even be there. Also, on the other end of the spectrum, outbidding someone is a big deal. It costs a lot. It's very expensive. And so if I want to outbid one of these guys, like this green pile, I need to bid at least 10 tokens. That's really, really expensive. So it makes it a very tough decision, but it also means that when I double a bid, I get closer to solidifying my lead. This is important, I think, because in a game where you each start out with, I believe, 20 chips, it's not very satisfying, I feel like, in an auction game if I've bid 19 chips, or if I needed to bid 19 chips on a space, and someone else just comes along and bids 20 chips. Sure, that works in some games. It's not very satisfying, though, I think, in this game. It wouldn't be that satisfying, and that's why in this game it has that doubling rule. So that means since I have 20 chips, if I ever want for sure, if there's ever a space I need to have, I know I have it, I know it's going to score, and I know I have to have it, I can just bid 11. Right from the get-go, I can bid 11 tokens, and no one can outbid me, and I still have 9 tokens left over to spend in that round. So I like that the doubling system adds a little flexibility in your bids. You don't necessarily have to bid all the way up to that 20, and it means that the rounds don't last as long either, because if you're just bidding like one chip at a time, those rounds could last a long time. With the doubling system, the rounds move much faster. I know that's more than one mechanism, but I thought there was a lot of cool stuff going on in this game, and it just ended up being a lot of fun. I can't wait to play again, and I can't recommend it enough, really. If you like this kind of slightly chaotic, limited information auction game, which I know is a very small category of games, small genre, but if you like that, I really think you'd enjoy this game, and I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. If you also have any other thoughts related to the mechanisms I've talked about here today, auction games, limited information games, yeah, those two categories, let me know in the comments. Thanks.